What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and I'm finally back. It's been a little bit of time, but we're gonna get right into this. Now, there's a lot that is happening right now, and I'll be making subsequent videos about it. But um, just to address the Congress issue right now, there's a lot of moving parts that are happening that have to happen, and the current state of things, it's just there's a lot of corruption and people are always trying to get theirs. And so it could be that, I saw this post by Michael Arrington where he said it was on point. Essentially, to sum it all up, he was just saying that these senators were like, oh, almost as if to say, oh, this over here, it'd be a shame if, you lost your house because of this, and that. So, let's go ahead and fix that. It's the same thing with this crypto drama that's going on. There's lobbyists, they're getting paid, they're getting their money. There's a lot at stake, and so we'll just monitor that and see what happens. But I had this idea, and I was thinking about this, and I want you guys to look at this. You remember when I talked about the Wells Fargo accounts or personal lines of credit being shuttered, and this was let's see, earlier in July. Okay, now this is important because I, I I wonder if this is a move by Wells Fargo um, that's kind of foreshadowing things to come. It may not be, because it could also be because Wells Fargo can't expand their balance sheet because of several things that happened earlier, and it's a tangled web of, it's just a mess. But anyways, I talked about this and I said, what if this was, foreshadowing something that's happening in the economy in the future, and they're just the first line of banks that does this. And recently I had an idea and it popped into my head, because when you start talking about lots of things, you start remembering and connect the dots. Now, let's say that all these commercial banks, like the J.P. Morgans, the maybe the Bank of Americas, let's see, so Wells Fargo and any other commercial bank that you may use, HSBC, etc., etc. What if they all started closing personal lines of credit? How would that? I mean, that would show us that our economy is in a very, very tough spot, right? And I also talked about how, if we were in that tough spot, who would be the lender of last resort? And I said, well, none other than XRP. And also Ripple, they have their ODL. And then I remembered this. RippleNet's line of credit. It's valuable, efficient, scalable, cost effective. And I went to the website to look up more, and you can, and this literally made sense. It just clicked. And I don't know if anyone has talked about this, and this is not like anything new. This is just being reminded of what we already know. And you secure your upfront capital for your payments. You can send now, so you'd get a line of credit, you can use it, but you can pay later. And what's awesome with this, so, is that you can secure, it says here, let me show you so you don't think it's just me saying things, but it says here, you pay back each draw on a fixed repayment schedule that's convenient for you. Okay, so you're on a fixed repayment schedule, so it's not like you're getting charged more, but you can get it now and then use it and pay later. It says freeing up capital for your customers' cross-border transactions can be inefficient. At the same time, creating credit arrangement for each destination market is time-consuming. With a line of credit from Ripple, your financial institution can use XRP to complete instant, low-cost cross-border transfers. We allow you to lock in a rate at the time of the payment, then repay us when it's convenient for you for a small fee. And so it just blew my mind when I thought about this, is because we always talk about lender of last resort, when there's a liquidity shock in the system. But did we truly understand what that meant? Because now we have this, and if we see Wells Fargo and subsequent commercial banks doing the same thing, now this would make sense for a lender of last resort, especially when there's a liquidity shock in the system. And now you're using XRP at its at its full, well, not full use case, but you're at its potential, and you're unlocking that value. Now all these Nostrovosha accounts could be freed up, freeing up capital, it says here, for your customers' cross-border transactions. I hope that has brought you some value and just kind of reminded you and put things into perspective. And I've been gone for a while, but I'm glad to be back because there's just been so much happening. And so I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. Share this video. Let others be reminded of this fact so they can connect the dots also and be confident in their investment. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.